What's good, everybody? It's your boy First Degree back at y'all with another video. And tonight, the Bulls just faced the Detroit Pistons in the NBA home opener for the Chicago Bulls, and they were able to survive and pull off a win against the Pistons 115 to 111 after a crazy game where they actually led mostly throughout the game and was actually dominating for the first three quarters of that game before, getting to the fourth quarter and it got really shaky. The Pistons made it really interesting. Um, but yeah, let's start out in the first quarter. The Bulls came out guns blazing, scored 35 in the first quarter to the Pistons 19. And it looks like they were in firm control. Throughout the game, they had multiple 20-point leads. Their biggest lead came in the second quarter when they were up 23 points against the Detroit Pistons. And then in the third quarter alone, they were up 22 points at one point and were just completely dominating throughout the game until the fourth quarter hit. Once we got to the fourth quarter, man, they almost choked away a huge lead, as I said. And Cade Cunningham, he had a pretty solid game, but he was in foul trouble. He was the only Piston to score above 20 points. But the Pistons just started going on a run. And like I said, they were able to cut the lead to three. They were close to getting the shot off to end the game. But the Bull, in the end, Cade Cunningham fouled Josh Giddey. And that led to the Bulls getting the ball back with 13 seconds. And then Josh Giddey, even though he was a little iffy with his free throw trips throughout the game, he was able to hit the most important ones, I would say, of the game and clutch up, which extended us to a two possession with only 3 seconds left to go and pretty much all but iced the game. But yeah, man, throughout the game, I was really enjoying it. The Bulls were looking really good, but that fourth quarter, it's got me worrisome about the team because if you can, do that good for the first three quarters, but almost collapse in the fourth, that's never a good sign. That shows, the fact that the team is young, they lack experience. So obviously, it's the first game of the season, and they did still pull off the dub. So hopefully, they can just learn from this moment and, continue to grow. I did like what I saw from a good amount of players. Nikola Vucevic, 28 points, 14 rebounds. If he can keep dominating on the boards like that, if he can average, a double double, get a double double every single game, that'll be really good from the Bulls. That's definitely what we need from Voots, from our forward. We need him to play lights out like that night in and night out. Mataz Buzelis, really enjoyed him. 21 points. He had it in 6 boards himself. He played with a whole lot of energy. He played with a whole lot of fight and a whole lot of excitement. He brought a lot of, just like I said, overall, just great energy to the team. So I was really excited to see what he can do. Young player on the squad, and he looked really good. Trey Jones, another player who looked really nice out there. 12 points, 8 assists, and he was really active on defense, really active hands, was able to get 3 steals. And overall, just liked him on all phases of the game. Nothing too flashy, nothing too crazy, but he put up some solid numbers tonight, and I thought he stuck some really good defense throughout the game. So hopefully we definitely see more of him throughout the season. Ayo Dosunmu, he put about 12 points, and I believe he had about 5 boards himself. He had a solid game. Didn't play a whole lot in the fourth quarter of that game, but the minutes he gave us were pretty solid. Josh Giddey, like I said, he was able to clutch up on the free throws, but he did have 6 turnovers throughout this game. And like I said, first game of the season, first game, you're still getting back to the swing of things. You're not quite all the way back to form. But we got to clean up those turnovers. But other than that, 19 points, 11 assists, solid on the offensive end of the game. We just got to clean up those turnovers, and I think we do that. Vucevic is dominant on the boards, and the young players just continue to develop. Man, I think we can have a pretty solid team. I mean, Detroit Pistons were pretty solid last season, so just to pull out a win against them is good. And yeah, hopefully Bulls continue to grow, but at the end of the day, we did get the dub, and that is the bottom line and usually what matters. But that's all I got for y'all tonight, man. Appreciate y'all watching this video all the way through. If you enjoyed it, hit a like. Let me know what you think about the game in the comments below. And yeah, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more action. Bulls, obviously, I'm gonna try to keep up with them as much as possible, but 82 games in the season, definitely not gonna be able to cover every single game. But we're gonna make it a point to do a lot more NBA content throughout the season this year. So yeah, like I said, if you don't want to miss out on that, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification, and that's all I got for tonight. And I'm out. Peace.